other option and
But
that.
then
But my thing is this.
I guess I think the one main reason why obviously they were suspended, all these 9 provinces, was on the grounds of good standing, not
They were not compliant.
not compliant, obviously, with the good standing document that was obviously
Yeah, with
collated.
the good
But
standing documents.
yes,
Look,
and
they were,
it takes me to another question. If you could just let's just get into that, because I don't know if there could possibly be there's no, I know there's no direct answer. It's crazy to wish for that. But if you could just respond to this question of who was responsible for obviously the structuring and formulating and obviously finalization and even authorizing, let's just say that good standing document. Was it the executive, the
you see,
council, and
the good standing documents for me.
mm,
We said let's have all the provinces coming on board as committees, working committees, to say this is what we need for good standing.
yeah,
You just need to have your membership being paid. You need this, your audited financials. You need ABC. But then, of course, Hendrik wants to make it more difficult
mm,
for the provinces. For instance, he says if you have a club Manyanani
yes,
club in your province, then that club must also show their financials to the region.
yeah,
And some clubs just exist because they don't have financials. They just play recreational, but they play in the league, then they pay their fees, but they don't have bank accounts.
that's
So they
true.
were forcing all clubs to have bank accounts and that. So I said, look, man, I'm a person that's been around with chess for a million years. I don't think you can now say the regions must now say how many clubs they have and what club is registered and all that. So doing all that,
Mm,
it's going to make things so tough that you're going to have nobody's going to be compliant from now till forever. And I could see where this was heading, you know. So if
yes,
nobody's compliant, we're not going to have a chess election, a chessa elections,
yes.
and we're never going to be then accountable. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to take chess South Africa seriously,
But then,
and that's what
but then now,
was
wasn't that
beginning
something again that was
to.
meant to be voted on? Did Hendrik force it onto the executive, or was it voted on by the executive?
Now the executive, I mean, that was the compliance documents. Apparently, I would like to believe that it was headed by somebody like Hendrik, you know, and that's why I would have gone for a more softer compliant document, saying that all documents are work in progress. Let's see the audited financials of the provinces, and
But
then
then
they can
now,
vote.
with that document, did it need to go through council or even the executive for approval? Who approved it? Was it approved by
But but,
the
but
council?
what but what you must understand, my good friend, is the
Mm,
following.
yeah.
During the time when the interim board was under Joe,
Yes.
they then also wanted strict compliant documents before elections because they also wanted to go on forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were also trying to go forever and a day. And then, of course, they said to be compliant, you must have A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yes.
And that's to keep them in power.
Mm,
But luckily, we got Sescock to be on our side that time when we had the returning officer, and then we had elections, and then they were out, and then they came with the court cases, and then they went again with other court cases, and this is what happened in South African chess because too much legal bodies given the opportunity in a recreational space, you know.
yeah.
And that is a sad thing because what is the willpower that we have to want to take chess forward in the real way to make chess that the real giant of a code that it's supposed to be, you know, the game first before individuals. And I think that is what that's facing us. And I want to thank you for your good work that you're doing as a critical journalist, trying to find out stuff so that you can tell the people the truth, you know, and so that they
Yes.
can have some sort of truth and they can understand. Because if I should sum up everything
Mm,
over my years,
yeah.
I would like to believe that I will put it on paper that Hendrik and Judy, they all had noble intentions to take chess forward.
But then again,
Joe,
you see, and it's
Joe
interesting that you're saying that because I'd want to actually ask about the
no,
noble intentions. But before I get to the noble intention, I just want to just put a stamp or a stop on the part of the approval of the good standing document. So what is was it the executive or was it council or council was not involved? Then it was the executive or it was just hands
No,
on
no,
the wall.
no. You see what
Mm.
happened when it was the interim executive during Joe them's time,
Yes.
and they tried to make compliance difficult for provinces.
Mm.
It's all trying to tell you when there was the interim executive, they tried to make
Good standing.
compliance
Yes, they tried to make
difficult
good
for
standing
standing.
difficult for
Then
others.
when Hendrik